Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg. Today, we're breaking down the box office of the first full weekend in the month of March, which was March the 7th to the 9th, 2024. And also for the first time in 2025, first time in 2025, we are breaking down the overall domestic and worldwide chart. So welcome back to Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg. If you're new, please subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. I do this show every single Monday, as well as other movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie franchise rankings, and out-of-theater reactions. So if you like any one of those things, please consider subscribing, ringing the bell. If you're new to the channel, comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What did you see this past weekend? What do you see this upcoming weekend? What needs to change at the multiplex to get some bigger numbers here at the box office? Also, please, guys, hit that thumbs up button down below. So without further ado, we got a lot to get into today. And let's get into this past weekend's box office. And as that Mickey 17 is the winner of the weekend, but a low one at $19 million on its opening weekend. It opened to 53 million worldwide, but 19 here in the North America. And for a $118 million budget, this is an atrocious opening weekend. And the fact that they didn't even get a 2 in front of it for at least a $20 million opening. Again, this movie from the start we knew was not going to perform well, especially with the budget. Again, if this movie had around like a $40 million budget, this would not be an abysmal opening weekend. It wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't be terrible. But this movie, again, proving why, yes, are the box office numbers, have they decreased since COVID? Sure, but budgets have just skyrocketed on so many movies. And this movie, honestly, has no business being north of $100 million for a budget perspective. And it's a massive misfire for Bong Joon-ho. The audience scores are not there for this movie. It seems very divisive, it's mostly positive from critics, but very divisive. A B cinema score, which is not a good cinema score. And that also proves that this movie probably won't have legs. And again, people now, it's a divisive movie, they don't feel like it's worth the time seeing in theaters, and they would rather check it out for themselves with no extra cost when the movie eventually hits Max in a couple months. So that's where we are. Divisive movies have a really hard time sticking in theaters because when people want to go to the movies these days, they need surefire hits where they know they're walking into the movie theater and seeing a good movie. We're at a time now where less and less people are going to the movie theater, and people are going once, maybe twice a month, and they have to pick and choose which movie they are spending a lot of money to go and see. And especially with the experiences really being bad now in movie theaters, they really have to be picky about what movies they want to see in theaters. And if there's a movie that even if they're interested in, if it is divisive, that is a risk, especially if you're spending a lot of money on movies and snacks, and they're not getting reward of a good movie. Now, I am someone who really liked Mickey 17, but clearly it's a divisive film. And there are going to be a lot of people out there when these divisive mixed reviews come out for critics and audiences. That means a lot of people are going to say, I would rather check that out for myself with a lot less money, which is just subscribing to Max and waiting for it to come down the line. So very fascinating, but not going to be, I don't think this hurts Robert Pattinson. He's the one who I think is getting the best reviews for the movie. Again, this is his first leading role post-Batman, so I think they were expecting a little bit higher on that end. But again, he still has Batman 2 coming out. He is a part of the Odyssey movie. He does need a little bit more hits, but he's doing a mixture of big budget films with also his weird niche indie films. But again, this is a very weird indie-like movie, but it has a $120 million budget. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Captain America Brave New World continues to slide in its fourth weekend, only 8.3 million. It's a 44% drop, 176. This is finishing in the bottom 10 of MCU films. This is even finishing below Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, which I compared it to from its box office track at the beginning of its run, and it will not even reach Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, both domestic and worldwide. Shockingly bad. Disney and Marvel have completely moved on from talking about this movie. No one seems to be caring about this movie anymore, as it's only 4 weeks out from its original release. Last Breath is in third place from Focus in its second weekend, dropping 48%, 4 million, 14.5. Very solid for a movie that it feels like no one is talking about. Is very good news, obviously, for Simu Liu, who's trying to get Shang-Chi back into a main focus in the MCU. But he's been doing a lot of interesting projects since then. Again, Woody Harrelson always is a bankable name for people. In fourth place this weekend is The Monkey in its third weekend. 3.9 million, it's a 39% drop. 31 million. Again, this is not as successful as the run for Longlegs, but again, Neon seems to be very satisfied being in the Osgood Perkins business. And wrapping up this top five this weekend is Paddington in Peru in its fourth weekend, dropping 18%, 3.7, 36.8 million. Again, this is the least successful from a financial perspective Paddington film. Moving on to the actual domestic numbers overall this year, Captain America Brave New World is the only movie this year in the $100 million club. Now, again, it being there and leading the way doesn't make it not a bomb for Marvel and one of the least successful Marvel films. Disney keeps saying it's only a $180 million budget. And even if you play along with Disney saying the movie only cost $180 million, it'll need around 425, 430 worldwide to break even. It's not even at that yet. So this is a definite money loser for Disney. Dogman is in second place with 88 million domestic. One of Them Days in third place with 48 million. Paddington in Peru in fourth with 36. Den of Thieves 2 Pantera at 5 with 36.0 million. The Monkeys in sixth with 31. Hard Eyes in seventh with 29. Also 29.7 is Flight Risk at 8. Wolfman at 20.7 and 9, and Companion at 20.7 at 10. So really weak year at the North American box office. Haven't had that monster hit. Now, this makes sense. January and February are just not big months for movies. March is usually when it starts to kick off. We'll see if there's a big hit coming up. Either it feels like Snow White or Minecraft kind of need to be the first big opening here in the North America. Looking at the worldwide numbers, the only billion-dollar movie this year, as of now, is Neza 2, which is up to 1.98 billion. Now, again, 1.96 of that is international in China alone. Now, again, people have been very weary on if these are actual factual numbers. It's supposed to be the only movie in the history to get over a billion in one single market, which is China. It made 17.9 here in North America. We'll keep it. A Chinese film is at 423 million, number 2. Captain America Brave New World is the biggest American film in the worldwide. It's up to 370, but again, that's a really bad number. I said if it got to a 5, it would be bad. It would have to be 600 million for me for it to be an okay box office. The fact that it's not even at $400 million, a disaster for Marvel. A Chinese film is at 4. Dogman is at 5 of 119 million worldwide. Bridget Jones, mad about that. The Boy is at number 6 with $103.7 million. Now, again, that movie here in North America did not play in a single theater. It was a Peacock exclusive film, but in the UK, the movie was in theaters and it made over $100 million internationally. So interesting that Universal chose not to release that at all here domestically because it did very well internationally. So overall, I think it is a success for Bridget Jones. Chinese films are 7 and 8. Den of Thieves 2 Pantera is at 9 with 56 million worldwide. Mickey 17 is into the top 10 worldwide with a $53.3 million opening. So very weak numbers. We're out of the gate. Coming out this weekend, we have 3 movies hitting theaters worldwide this upcoming weekend from the States. The biggest one is Novocaine, the action film starring Jack Quaid. He's trying to follow up Companion, which didn't open and have as much box office success as I was expecting. We'll see if the Jack Quaid train can get some momentum here with Novocaine. Steven Soderbergh is already releasing his second movie in theaters this year. He had Presence come out in January. Now he has a new action film, a spy espionage film, Black Bag, starring Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett, from the writer David Koepp, who obviously wrote Jurassic Park and the original Mission Impossible film. That movie is also hitting theaters this weekend. Also, A24 has a new horror film hitting theaters this weekend, and that is Opus, the movie starring Ayo Edebiri from The Bear, as well as John Malkovich. Those are the 3 big movies hitting theaters this upcoming weekend. So how will they do this past weekend? What are your thoughts on the box office? Let me know in the comment section down below. Videos for the week. Wednesday, you'll get my new spoiler review for Daredevil. Thursday, you'll get my spoiler review for Invincibles Season 3 finale on Thursday. Friday, out of theater reaction and review for Novocaine. Tons of videos. Hopefully next Monday, I'll be seeing Black Bag or Opus. And then Monday or Tuesday of next week, you'll get my new box office breakdown show.